Well, here we are at the midweek, and what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do a midweek show where we talk about the stock market, the macro, maybe issues surrounding Tesla specifically, and then do an end of the week show that kind of reviews the week, and that's going to be on Friday afternoon late, and then a Sunday night show that will be called Monday morning, which will talk about things that are coming up in the coming week. That are worth paying attention to. So this is the midweek show. This is Randy Kirk. And if you like content like this, you know what to do. We now have a very substantial group on Patreon. I'm thankful to all of you for joining and participating. And we are looking for more folks to participate in this project that we put together to explore the future. All right, so what just happened? Well, what just happened is that Elon Musk has shown again that he is brilliant at so many aspects of leadership and of running a major corporation in America or in the world. You have to be able to manage both sides of the aisle. You have to be able to manage people of varying opinions and varying styles. And so now he's managing the state of California. He just met with Governor Newsom, where he gave the governor a nice stage and gave him a nice opportunity to tout how great California is. And together they announced that California will be the headquarters, the old general headquarters or the corporate headquarters will now be the engineering headquarters for Tesla worldwide. And so this, of course, allows those who like Governor Newsom and like the things he stands for to say, you see, Elon is still a good guy. So smart work. This is a key to his success, is that he works with everybody well, and he doesn't make enemies on purpose. Sometimes the enemies just look for opportunities to become enemies. Anyway, that was maybe the main information about Tesla today and so far this week, other than the stock activity. So the stock went down 5% yesterday, and it's struggling to stay in the green today after going up slightly on Monday. And it's like, who can figure out why? It's really hard to understand. Clearly, the vast majority of those who are trading Tesla, probably mostly in the options area, are still looking at Tesla as being a risk-related enterprise. And so it's moving in the macro similar to other risky companies. It's kind of shocking to me at this point that Tesla is considered to be risky, but that does appear to be the case. And the bond market, which I've been recommending that if you haven't done it before, you watch the bond market to see where people are feeling about risk on, risk off. You can also watch the cryptocurrencies for the same thing. Those two together kind of give you some indication of how the market is feeling about whether they're willing to accept more risk or they're now running away from risk and trying to go into something more solid. So the bond market is screaming high, the interest rates rather. The bond, of course, prices drop or are inversely related. So interest rates are up, the bonds are down. And it doesn't look like that's going to end anytime soon at this point. The Fed did have their previous month's minutes released today, and there was also a statement by one of the Fed chairmen. Both of those were pretty neutral in terms of what they've been saying in the past. It does look like we are almost certain to have three more 35 basis point hikes in the future in the next three meetings, something like that. It might be 50 in March and 25 in April. It might be 25, take off a month, who knows, but something like 75 basis points still seem to be the maximum under consideration at this time. And so therefore the bond market is now responding to that and saying, well, we have to certainly be, you can't be completely unresponsive to the Fed raising the rates at this rate. So that's what we're seeing. That causes the stock market to go into a tailspin, which it did yesterday, and Tesla, as usual, into more of a tailspin than the rest of the market. I continue to believe that Tesla should be going up in anticipation of March 1, but maybe there's just not enough money out there right now to take advantage of what's, to me, is a tremendous risk-adjusted opportunity in Tesla. Probably the best, certainly, I think, without a doubt, the best risk-adjusted opportunity I have ever seen in the stock market, and I've been playing it a very, very, very long time. I continue to believe 400 this year and 700 next year. I'm not you can't count on what I'm saying. Just do your own homework. That's what I believe. That's it. It's for your entertainment value. All right, there's another kind of a new concept, new idea just popped up the other day with regard to all this inflation and interest rates and everything else, and it's called a no landing. Not a hard landing, not a soft landing, no landing at all. Kind of what I've been saying for the last couple of weeks, if you go back and look at my videos. So the idea is the Fed may not be able to crush this economy. Even if they want to get from 4 to 2% or 4.5 or 5% inflation down to 2% inflation, it just may not be possible to do it short term, and it may take a very long time to get there. And it may just have to wait for all of this nonsense of the last couple of years. And when I say nonsense, I mean some of it was necessary and good, some of it wasn't, but we've had all of these movements going on with regard to COVID, with all the money that was put in and all the money that was spent and all the money that couldn't be spent, and the savings rates skyrocketing and credit card debt going down, and then all of that reversing. And for a while, you couldn't buy any goods and services, and now, you know, then there wasn't enough goods to be purchased, and we've just had this incredible amount of confusion in the marketplaces that don't allow for a normal curve or a normal way of dealing with inflationary pressures. And I believe that continues to be true. We are seeing commodities come down. We're even seeing lithium coming down. We're seeing pretty much across the board commodities coming down. We're seeing retail goods coming down. We're seeing services continue up. We're seeing rents now stabilizing or going down. We're seeing housing starts, housing prices, housing sales, all those things going down. So it's all of these things would suggest that we could get down to the 2% inflation that the Fed requires. On the other side of the coin, we have 3.4% unemployment, which is considered to be full employment. And we still have 1.9 jobs available for every one person that is looking for a job. And people are getting jobs like 2 weeks after they get laid off, or 2 weeks after they walk away, after people are still job hopping like crazy in order to improve their position, which is great. It's great for the companies that they go to. It's great for the employees to be able to get into something that they really love. And all that's wonderful. It is certainly putting some upward pressure on wages, which is affecting the ability to bring down the inflation. And it also means that we, the public, have plenty of money to spend, and that also creates some inflation. So I think the Fed might get this. I'm not 100% sure. I'm really interested to hear what Kathy says a week from Friday, Kathy Wood, because I don't know if the Fed might begin to say, you know, this could take a year, 18 months to really get the inflation rate down when you've got full employment and you're still waiting for some of these waves and these boom busts and things that we've been talking about for months now to work their way through the system and get back to something that looks just a little bit more normal. So that is the new idea, a no landing. So you might want to put that into your analysis going forward. So let's see, I think those are the main things about the main things. Right now, midweek, who knows what's going to happen the rest of the week. Again, the markets seem to have blown off the Fed minutes today. And there's not much left except for the inflationary factors that are going to be reported on Friday, which is the Fed's favorite number. So you want to pay attention to that one on Friday. Yep, I think that's it. If this kind of content helps you, if it's valuable, if you'd like to see more of it, I will do this every Wednesday unless you don't watch, and then I'll stop. But if you watch it and you like it, and the last week you definitely showed interest. So, oh, and of course, finally, I knew there was something I was trying to remember: comments, especially on these kinds of programs where we're talking about where the market is, where the market's going, where the stock is, where the stock is going. This is a great time for you to comment, and it helps me in the comments to understand the direction you'd like to see me go, and or to help me understand the market better so that I can report back to everyone else. Anyway, it's been great talking to you today.